back to Mom, You're Grounded. This is the podcast where we talk about the wild, wonderful, and sometimes complicated parts of caring for our aging parents and also being adults ourselves. So I'm Allison. I'm a daughter. I'm the one that gets to still have to ground my mom from time to time. And my lovely co-host is here.
I'm Jennifer, and I am also sandwich generation expert. And today is a special episode. It is today actually Veterans Day, so I want to say Happy Veterans Day to my dad, who is a veteran. Thank you for coming and taking your time to come and meet Allison and be on our podcast and experience something new, something fun, something that we are still kind of getting the hang of, but loving what we're doing and happy to have you on as a guest.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me here, and that's about it right now until I get going. I don't want to...
All right, well, first I want to start off with saying a couple weeks ago I watched my nephew become a soldier. Nice. And I sat down with I hadn't seen my family until the morning of. So when I got in and we got our seats, my sister her name's Alicia. She looked at me, she's like, "You realize that this is the same place that Dad went to boot camp?" I said, "No, I had no idea."
Oh, nice.
So they actually went to the same place to complete boot camp. So I thought that was kind of cool. And just to watch Christian go through that and see his excitement when I watched him graduate high school, when he was talking about this new adventure and the things that he wants to do and hopes to see. Like, it was a really cool experience. And to watch him walk through with his troop and present in a whole different way, it was exciting for me. How did it make you feel?
Actually, it made me feel really proud. And we meant to get there a little bit earlier, but like I said, off camera before we got here. Sometimes not making it on time, because you're waiting on someone else is sometimes can be a challenge. But we got there, and once we got there, we actually got a pretty good view along the fence where he came on a passing review, and it felt like I could actually reach out and touch him. That's how close he was to us. But it was actually nice to see him get his journey started. And to reminisce of the time that I spent there. Some of it was really good. Some of it was super challenging, but it was nice to see him on his start of his journey. So
he was so excited. Even at the end, like when I'm like, "How was it?" Like, he wasn't like, "Oh man, there was a rough part." Like, he's just like, "I'm so ready. I'm so excited." Like, he had so much excitement about this, and I'm grateful that he's going to have the experience to and I think he's in a good spot. He doesn't have a relationship with anyone. He doesn't have kids. Like, he can
How old is
he just turned 18.
Okay.
Like, August 30th, he turned 18, and he figured out, like, I just want to go experience some things. He just wants that freedom, and I think it's a perfect time for him to just go do whatever. Just whatever they ask you to do, even if you don't think that you should or you could have, you should do it. Just do it.
You'll get used to it. I mean, I got used to it when I first came in. Obviously, before I went in, I talked to my uncles, and my uncles were in at the time of the Vietnam era. So when they actually came home, it wasn't like the best experience for them. And then I had another uncle who was in the Navy. And he stayed in the Navy we actually served the same amount of time, which is 27 years.
I was going to ask how long. So you were in the Army. And
yes.
When did you join? What age were you when you joined?
I think I was like 22, I believe.
Okay.
Don't make me sit here and do the math. I think I was like 22 or so when I joined. And it was a pretty good experience. I didn't really have any physical limitations or anything, so that wasn't an issue for me. And it wasn't like I had to learn how military life was going to be, because I heard it from my uncles and everything.
Yeah.
They give you those little like ins and outs, those little secrets. Like, if they say, hey, I need a volunteer for something, you might not want to just throw your hand up first, kind of see how it goes. And, just little tricks, little stories they told me. So it was easy for me to adjust to it. And I've always kind of been a cooperative person at the beginning, but then I was not so cooperative. But everybody gets like that. They go through changes in life, but for Christian, I think he'll do really well.
What made you want to join the Army?
Well, one was like hearing the stories from my uncles and actually seeing guys that I went to school with go away, and then when they came back, they were like looking way better than they did before they left. They had nice cars, nice clothes and everything, and they talk about their military experience too, and seeing places that they had never seen. Because I came from a really small town in Florida. The population consensus in 1980 was right around 4,500 people.
Oh wow!
So
you weren't seeing much
everywhere I went was actually
And
big
that was
to
Stark?
me.
Where was...
Yes, it was Stark.
Okay.
It's like 27 miles from Gainesville, about 78 miles from Jacksonville. But
Okay.
Jacksonville has just been ever growing. So it's stretched out even more. So you might be closer to Jacksonville now,
Yeah.
but not in the actual city part. But coming from that small town and then going in, that's what really made me want to go, was like just seeing other people and hearing the stories from my uncle. But when my uncle came home, he always had nice vehicle, and he talked about his experiences in the military. And I was like, at the time I was like, I don't want to do that. But then after I graduated from high school and got a few jobs here and there, and just kind of jumping from job to job and saying, well, this is not going to be for me. I need to find something that's going to be more beneficial down the road. And I thought to myself, well, why not try the military?
Yeah. I know I've heard a lot of people, it offers a lot of opportunities, especially, but it sounds like you made a career out of it. You served
Yes.
22 years, you said?
Yes.
27, excuse me. Wow.
27 years.
Yeah. Was that your plan going in, or were you going to just do your
No, actually,
four and done?
No, actually, it wasn't my plan going in, but once I went in and then I stayed in for my first duty station, and then re-enlisted, and excuse me, once you go past that second re-enlistment, right, that's for me, it was 6 years.
Okay.
So you're 2/3 of the way in, and then you start looking at it. It's like, well, the places I've been, the experience I've gained, and I was like, well, do I want to get out and try the civilian life again? I was like, well, no, why not just stick with this? And then I stayed with it, and then re-enlisted again, and then actually ended up getting out in '92 after Desert Storm.
Okay.
I was a little burned out, had some issues, and I got out, and then I worked for the government for almost 9 years.
Oh wow.
On base, and then I moved from El Paso, Texas, to Michigan. And then once I got to Michigan, I joined the National Guards and started it all over again.
Oh, interesting. So what made you just still were seeking that kind of lifestyle, that job? Like what kind of made you want to re-enlist?
I was actually still connected to it, even though I wasn't in. I was still working on base. I would actually see some of the people I was deployed with, on base still. So it was still being connected to it. And then once I moved to Michigan, and I went to work in a warehouse, and one of the guys at the warehouse, I came in, I had on fatigue bottoms, and the guy looked at me, he was like, "Were you in the Army?" I was like, "Yes," and he was like, "Well, I'm in the National Guard, and we might need some people, so what do you think about joining the National Guard?" And I was like, I don't know, me being regular Army, I didn't ever think I would join the National Guard. I would rather just go back active duty. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, well, I've already had this time spent in. Why not? So I went home and I talked with my wife, and then she was like, that sounds like a good idea. You already have all that time spent in there.
Yeah.
So why don't you go back in? So the journey started again.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, thank you for your service and for taking, so much of your life, 27 years, and dedicating it to that too. So that's amazing. What kind of jobs did you hold while you were in?
I've always been food service,
Okay.
cook, but every unit I went in, whatever job they did, I did alongside them.
Okay.
Because, it's, the stories is like when you go in, right, and you cook, people like to call you just a cook. And to me, that got under my skin.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be known as just a cook.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in mechanized infantry in Fort Carson, I did the same thing the mechanized infantry did there.
Mm-hmm.
We went out in the field. I played along with them, did grunt stuff, and went out and did all the stuff that they did.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then when I went to Germany was a little bit different because we were a support unit and everybody was pretty close knit. So all the jobs pretty much intertwined.
Okay.
And so once again, it just mixed in with them. That was a great experience. I really loved Germany. Yes.
How long were you there?
I was there for 3 years on one tour, and I went back and did another a year and probably about 3 months or so.
Okay.
I can remember the wooden, statues, that would be throughout. There was wooden people.
Were you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was-
Heidelberg.
Yeah.
How
Baby,
old were
my
you?
mom was pregnant with my brother, so I had been 3.
Okay. So you remember bits
I
and
remember that we
pieces?
lived next to a really good ice cream place. And I remember that it was really a lot of hills, very green, and wooden people.
Wooden people.
It's just wooden people, set up throughout I guess you'd call it town, or.
Yes.
Okay.
And they were hand carved, very detailed.
Hmm.
That's what I can remember.
That's cool.
And apparently speaking to my babysitter or people, but I don't remember. There's very few words that I can remember in German.
Yeah. Interesting.
And they're not good words.
Were you stationed anywhere else around the world, or?
I guess it's going to be a long podcast.
Uh-oh.
Yes, actually. You want me to start from one and then go all the way to the end?
Well, what were the
do
most
that.
you said Germany was nice? What were some other memorable ones or favorite places to be?
Definitely Colorado was beautiful. It was one of the places that really stuck to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell this quick story.
Yeah.
When I first got in and then went to my first duty station, which was Fort Carson, I arrived there at night.
Okay.
So I didn't see the mounds or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning, when I woke up at the replacement company, before I was placed in the unit I was going to, I walked outside and I looked, and you can see, I'm kind of in the mountains, but the clouds are really low.
Okay.
So when you look off the post, you think you're looking at the mountains. And as the day went on, the
Pikes
clouds start coming up. And I didn't even
Oh.
see Pikes Peak yet.
Wow.
And the clouds went up. So I can see the top of NORAD right outside the base. Because in the morning, I see these red lights, and I was like, wow, those are tall towers. No, there are lights on the mountains.
Wow.
And as this day went on, the clouds lifted higher and higher and higher. And when I got actually placed in my unit, which is further down the base, the clouds were even more clear, and you can see further. And that's when I seen Pikes Peak. I got there in September, and there was no snow on the ground. But when you looked up at Pikes Peak, there was
covered.
snow on it. And then I said to myself, it's like, where did these people send me to? 'Cause I had never seen any mountains that high.
Yeah.
The Rocky Mountains are beautiful.
So they just kind of surround it out there.
It's
you're
beautiful,
just-
especially right there in Colorado Springs. You can, they feel so close, even though they're so far away. It's just the perfect placement. Garden of the Gods, it's beautiful. And I'm a Rocky Mountain mama forever.
So that's where you were mostly raised then? So
I was not raised in Ocean. That's why I'm always lost here. Because if I want to know where I'm going, west, the mountains are always west.
Gotcha.
So you always know where the sun's at.
Mine's there
Yes.
too?
And
Yes.
the Audubon, right?
And
Right.
the Audubon is something special.
Mm.
I mean, it's
Heard that.
it's a really nice highway.
Mhm.
You know, there's no potholes in it. I mean, it's designed for vehicles to travel fast on. And then the original design was that it's also a runway during wartime, so planes could actually land on it. So
Wow.
all the brush and the wood line is cleared away from it. Excuse me, there's no wires or anything, so if planes are landing on it to get caught on, because like when you drive here and you notice how you have power lines and everything running down the side, no, it's not like
I
that
didn't know
there.
that.
I
It's,
know,
it's
right?
smooth as glass. It's really well kept, well maintained. But what really grabbed me the most is the little things she was talking about earlier, the little wooden carvings, the statues, the fountains, the buildings, the cobblestones within the cities. And then you start to think, and you look at date on these, and there's stuff over there that's like thousands of years old. I mean, 500 years, 600 years, walking down cobblestone streets that been walked on for centuries. You know, the castle, different places. It's just so awe.
I'm
You get
sure.
shock and awe from seeing this, and then at first you don't understand anything, and they send us to this program called Head Start, and you're supposed to learn a little bit of the language so
Okay.
you can communicate. But most of the German people there actually spoke English quite well. But it's always good to sprechen Sie Deutsch, you know. And
They learn English in school, right?
Yes,
They teach
yes.
English.
they teach English in school,
Okay.
you know, so they're pretty versed in the languages. But if you could just, you know, say a few phrases, you know, and try to get along, easy.
Yeah.
It's really easy, you know. For me, it's always
His wife
to
is
get
fluent in
respect, you
German
have
as
to
well.
show a little bit of respect. You,
Of course.
you never try to command it. It's always, you know, given. You know.
Yes.
So it was easy for me, and they seemed to like me, and I like them. So it was great.
Yeah.
It was
awesome.
really great. Then after spending 3 years in Germany, and then having to come back to the States, got stationed at Fort Bliss.
Okay.
And Fort Bliss was a little bit different. You
Now,
know,
where's that one at?
That's in Texas.
In Texas? Okay.
Yeah, it's on the right on the border of Texas and Mexico
Okay.
and New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So you've got the trifecta going on, but it's basically you have Juarez, Mexico, and then you have El Paso, Texas. You know, really close by each other, and it was War Mountain Range is not as big as Colorado. You know, it's the end of the Rockies, but it's not even the Rockies. It's the Franklin Mountains. Is the mountains that they have there. Excuse me. It's dry, hot. You know, definitely different from Germany. You know, super hot and dry there.
Yeah.
And went through there. I was there for 18 months, and 7 of those months was in Desert Storm.
Okay.
So once I got to there and start, you know, doing our training and everything there, I was in a Patriot unit there,
Okay.
which is air defense missile platform. And we got to Desert Storm, and we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But that was okay, you know, at kind of at the beginning, but it was another culture to actually deal with. It was in Saudi Arabia, so once again, we have to learn their customs and their ways and try to blend, even though it's at a conflict time. But if you're dealing with those, with the people that are populous, you have to be kind of knowledgeable of their culture.
Yeah, same thing, the respect thing. Yeah.
And after then, after being in Desert Storm and Fort Bliss, I got orders again to go back to Germany.
You bet you were happy about that one. Were you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
kinda.
no, yes, no. But happy about the country that I was going to, but the whole situation probably not there at that time, no. But went back to Germany, to a different spot in Germany, and that was really nice. But the first 3 years I was in Germany, I also went to Belgium. This time around, I got a chance to go to Switzerland. We're in the Black Forest. I went to Switzerland, and that was really nice. You know, got to see a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know. And after being in there almost a year or so, and I ended up getting out.
Okay.
And then that brought me back to Texas, and then working with the government for a while there, or should I say for the government for a while there, then moving to Michigan. And, well, I know I probably talk in circles a lot, excuse me. From the little town I came from in Florida, I moved to Michigan when I was in the 11th grade.
Okay.
It was after 10th grade, I moved to Michigan, and that was a big jump for me also, coming from dirt roads and horses and everybody riding motorcycles around on the dirt roads and everything.
In the heat.
Heat, humidity, but it didn't bother me at the time because that's all I knew. But then coming to Michigan and actually seeing snowfall that was more than
I know
2 inches.
Aunt Becky just sent me a picture. It's snowing in Ohio over the weekend. I'm like, I miss the snow. I love the snow.
We were just talking about that before you got here.
No, I can do without the snow. I really can do without that. But Michigan was another beautiful place. And geez, if we had the time, I could show you so many pictures that goes along with everything we're talking about, and you would see. It's just definitely a beautiful place too. Not in the city, but in the country.
Yeah.
All the country views are great. And then fall in the UP, the colors.
I've heard it's really nice up there in the
awesome.
The country rural areas. Yeah, you don't really think about that when you
the
think of Michigan.
architect. Like, there's a lot of German gable pitches out there, a lot of brick. Like, even the home, like my aunt living in Ohio, the houses and the market and the quality of the houses being built. Like, they have farmhouses that are they're built so well. The price point is it's so different. It's amazing, but they have some really, really nice infrastructure.
Okay.
Things that are built very, very nice.
Oh, nice. So that's when you decided to join the National Guard, then when you were in Michigan, then
Yes.
Okay, and started all over again.
Yeah, started all over again. Started all over again, and this time it was it was kind of strange because the first place that I revisited was California, because I went out in California while I was stationed in Colorado. That's when Alicia was born. Actually, she was born while I was in Germany on a reforger.
Oh.
So I left Colorado, hopped on a plane, and they shipped us to Germany for 45 days just to do training.
Oh, wow.
And then while I was there, my first daughter born, Alicia, and I got a call from the Red Cross. I still have the note from Red Cross in my box at home of mementos, and it states how much she weighed, how long she was, her name, and all of this stuff. And then I got a chance to go to a payphone, and it was like a booth. They have like a little booth there in Germany, and then put some Deutschmarks in there, and then you get the operator, and then they call Red Cross, and the Red Cross, they do all the switching and stuff, and then you end up talking to my wife at the time, your mom, and make sure everything's all good, and then chat as much as you can, as long as you can, because all the calls are kind of limited as far as time goes, and then plus, being in training, they're calling you back, oh, come on, specialist, you gotta go. And that kind of thing. So
no FaceTime or anything like
no,
that.
No FaceTime.
Yeah.
It's all analog, if you want to call it at that point in time. We still actually have payphones. So that was an experience too. So
the different stages between where the writing letter stage, I think would have been the worst. Like anticipating somebody's letter. And you don't get a letter, there's no payphone, the only correspondence is mail, and then to go on to payphones. So where we're at now, Hayden being in the Marines and being close enough to where he could go home, see his family, like talk to him. Even in Turkey, you know, he's able to have his phone, like that versus what it was. It's just incredible how it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what a lot of perspective that is kind of left out is security is one. Like having that connectivity that we enjoy now, it's not the greatest thing to have when you're in
that mindset.
Yes, it's
Which is
always
why they can't have their phones during boot camp, is so they can focus on
exactly
the inside and not everything
So
else.
when you're deployed, like they told us during Desert Storm, it's like you realize the enemy has cable also.
Well, that's what I was thinking that too. Like you can't give up information. You can't give up where you're at, what you're doing. Yeah, exactly. That would be a big thing.
And then the odd thing now is about so much information going on, and people think they're getting all of the information. You're never getting all of the information. The populace, believe me, does not need to know all of the information. It's not good. You know, so having those phones and everything readily available, sometimes it's okay, but a lot of times it can be a hindrance. It can actually get in the way of your duties.
Right.
You know? So it's good to actually be able to take a break from that and actually keep those skills, which is writing letters.
Right.
You know,
Which more people
basic
should write letters. They
communication,
should.
You have to do that.
So what's one memory that you would say has like stayed with you? Like
They're all with me.
well, like the top, like your
pushing
best.
them back and forth.
Okay, let's talk about best memory that you have like stored with you. Best experience.
I've actually named a few of them,
Yeah.
but you know, they're my memories. They're what's best to me. It's like
Just
coming
the
from a small town where you would never think you would see certain things, right? One, seeing a castle on a mountainside in a foreign country. I never thought I would see that. Really, I didn't. Or seeing the mountain views, right? Snow-capped peaks, right? And even walking in them. You know, being from a small town, once again, I thought I would never see that. Now, as far as like greatest memories, or I can't actually put my finger on it. You know, it depends on my headspace at times. You know, what I'm thinking, what I'm reminiscing. You know, I can remember a lot of times on sleepless nights. You know, I would dream of owning a motorcycle. I never thought I would own a motorcycle. And then when I was able to actually purchase that bike, that was a great feeling to me. That was something that I accomplished. You know, so also having a wife and kids, those are things that for a man, for me, it's like, am I going to be able to accomplish that? I mean, if nobody wanted me, then how am I going to have these things? So you have to make yourself, you know, actually be wanted. You know, so it was great to actually to have a family, have that first child born, and that second child, you know, watching her being born was
because you got to be there for that one.
That's I think I'm shaking. Every man should see that. Now they should see one of their child being born. I mean, and you were mine, and that was a memory for me that stuck with me. You know, I mean, it really stuck with me. And those are things that when I was young, dreaming of having and accomplishing that was just something for me. I mean, you have to excuse me, I don't talk about all these things all the time. So some things are actually hard to talk about, you know, but when you ask, you have to be prepared for the answer. And that's my answers to that. Now there's other great things, you know, in there too. But I just have to try to find them, you know, in that, in my memories that I consider it to be a great point. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I'll try, you know.
So did some things that you were taught in the military transfer over to like your everyday life, your civilian life, which I'm sure it would because you were in it for so long. And like for instance, my husband is a Marine. He's a Marine vet. And his favorite, hurry up and wait. Like he will he's always on me to like be ready. We'll show up somewhere, like he'll get there 30 minutes, an hour before, and we'll sit there and wait. And I'm like, really, this is happening? Or certain way he wants his clothes folded. Like it's very like few things have
meticulous.
Like yes.
All those things.
Yeah.
All of those. And I can tell you what really stuck with me the most, not the most, but what stick out to other people that are around me is when I was working on my civilian job, right? Always being on time or being early, being meticulous in what I do. One of my bosses came up to me and he was like, Mr. Riley at the time, he was like, well, some of the supervisors we gotten together and they said they needed somebody to train personnel on how to operate powered equipment in a building. And they said, they put your name in a hat. They said they think you would be a good candidate for that. And I was like, okay, but I'm just starting to drive these machines. I'm okay, but I'm not like the best. And they were like, don't worry about it. We're going to send you to school so you can actually learn what you need to learn. So, excuse me. They sent me to school, and they taught me all the things I need to learn. And once I got back, I started training people. And as time went along, they were like, okay, he's good at that. We're going to keep him doing that and keep him doing that. And then if I was working in those buildings where they have a union and they have this seniority thing. And then since I was only there for like maybe 2 years, and guys were like, I want that job. I have more seniority than you. They call it bumping. You're going to bump you off of that job, and I'm going to take that. I said, okay, I'm good with that. You can go to the supervisor and ask them. They would come back out with this look on their face, and I was like, what happened? It was like, they walk off, and the supervisor come in, and it's like, well, what did you tell? I said, just go and ask them. You can have the job. And it was like, no, we're not giving it to someone else. You're going to keep it because of what you do and the way you do it. And it was always, for me, it's like what stuck for me, repetition, taking my time, not doing the shortcuts, but doing the long game.
Yeah.
And then that's carried on, throughout my life.
Well, I'm sure like leadership skills and things like that you picked up on in there too. I'm sure that's what they saw a lot of in you too. Seems like what I can tell.
The military actually sent me to a few schools. One when I was on active duty, which was PLDC, which is Primary Leadership Development. We always use those little acronyms, that being military spouse. And then when I got in the National Guards, I started going to schools there too. Because when I got there, they said, we want you to be our mess sergeant, which is the head cook.
Oh, wow.
And I got there, I was just an E4. We had like guys that were like E5s, E6s, and E7s, all outranking me. And they were like, well, we want you to start here, and you're going to just be our company mess sergeant. But I ended up being the battalion mess sergeant.
Wow.
Because they kept sending me to school. Every time I went to school, I came back, I passed, and then there's more knowledge, more skills, and being able to just like to pass that along. It's like I always tell people, whatever I learn, I'll teach it to you. I mean, I don't care if you take my job, but it was never the case.
Yeah.
No one took my job. You're like, well, no, we're going to keep you right there, Sergeant Riley, and started out like that, and then kept going and going and going. And that happened in the civilian sector also. And at my last few years at work, they was like, well, we want you to actually come off their training, and we want you to be a supervisor. And I flat out told them, I said, I can't do it. I said, really, I can't. One, I had just came back from deployment. My knee was injured. I was still hurt, and I was going to rehab and everything, and so I wasn't capable to do all the things I could. And I said, one, I have to learn the job, and I'm going to retire in this many years, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so it's not going to be to your benefit to have me holding somebody else up. And they was like, no, we want you to do it. I said, one, you don't want me to do it. I said, if you want people to still work here, you don't want me to have this job. Because the people that they had, they weren't focused enough, they weren't showing up to do the job, they were just showing up to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And those are the things that kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that there's people that just not there to perform their duties, they're just there.
Yeah, just to get the paycheck. Yep.
Yeah, just to get that paycheck kind of thing. So judging people, I guess, is one of the things that that kind of stuck with me. But mostly it's just the little things, you know, the being on time,
the way you dress,
the attention to detail. You were saying, yes, all those
ironing
things.
your pants.
Yeah, I do that. Even my jeans, my work pants, I'm ironing. My wife, just hang them up. I was, I'm already in it now. You know, so
I will never forget the first time when me and my husband started dating, and I was like, I'm gonna do his laundry. You know, I was like trying to get that housewife. You know, I was like, I'm gonna do his laundry, and I did it all and folded everything the way I did. And he came out and he was like, I could tell he was just trying to be so nice about it. He was like, I appreciate it so much, but next time, can you fold the underwear? Like, he showed me how to fold it and roll it and like do the shirts. And I was like, okay. But it was how you learned, like in the Marines, and that's how they had to be done. Like
those are things that really stick with you. I mean, they don't really go away.
Well, it takes how many days? We've talked about this.
66 days.
66 days of doing something.
Yeah.
The same way. So when you do that, you're like.
Did you bring any, bring home like any of those lessons and things like into family life and like raising kids and things like that you try to install in them, like the values and things that you learned?
Yes, but all those are depending on the individual. You know, as far as your kids go, because each kid has their own separate identity and how they react to what you're trying to teach them. It's like Alicia always followed orders pretty much.
This is first child. That
Yeah,
makes sense. Okay.
She really kind of fell in.
like
Jennifer
that.
was not so.
Not Jennifer.
Not so.
I made my own path.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She wasn't so.
She's second child.
Yeah.
I heard. Yeah.
You weren't like bad or nothing like that. I'm not saying that she wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. She just did things a little differently.
Yeah.
So what worked on Alicia didn't work on Jennifer. So you have to look at them like this. And then Philip was the youngest, and that's a different. Guys boys are totally different. Boys are really totally different. But
And even even the difference between Caleb and Jedediah is like night and day.
Your boys.
Yes. Yes.
And Daniel, if you put all three of them there, they are not the same.
But usually, to cut that kind of quick though, exercise will make a kid do things that they don't want to do.
There you go.
Right? You don't need to like do spankings or whatever like that. You know, little dying cockroach.
Oh, we reinforce the dead cockroach.
That's a doozy.
Like that.
That's a doozy.
We do.
Okay.
You lay on their back and put their arms and legs straight up in
My
the
legs
air.
are burning. I'm like,
Yeah.
let them up.
It
It only takes about 30 seconds.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was looking for that little
Discipline.
To bring in the home. Okay. Yeah. So this has been such a awesome talk, and we're just so grateful that you came today to talk with us and kind of share some of your experience. I know we try to capture like 27 years into like 45 minutes, but
It's probably really difficult. You guys want to talk again? You have to just have me back.
we'll have a part 2 for sure. But Well, it's just such a privilege, especially on Veterans Day. And when Jennifer brought up this idea, I said I thought it would be perfect to be able to do this for the episode today. And just thank you so much for all your service and for helping us have our freedom and everything. It's just very, very grateful for you.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
I hope that you like the episode.
Yeah. So we are wrapping up, and happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. And
Happy Veterans Day.
yeah, and
Thank
we
you.
look forward to our next episode. We'll be dropping soon too. So thanks, y'all.
Cool.